In the years leading up to the war, civilian life for American men was defined by a diverse array of occupations, a sense of stability, and a burgeoning economy that allowed for a growing middle class. Employment opportunities spanned across various industries, from agriculture and manufacturing to burgeoning fields like entertainment and education. The rhythm of daily life was punctuated by the routines of work, leisure activities, and family responsibilities. Men found themselves employed in a multitude of professions. Farming was a cornerstone of American life, with many men working the land, cultivating crops, and raising livestock. The Industrial Revolution had also taken root, leading to a rise in factory jobs where men operated machinery, worked as blacksmiths, or took up positions in steel mills and railroads. For those with a knack for craftsmanship, carpentry and other skilled trades provided steady employment. Among these varied professions, the realm of entertainment and music instruction was one such flourishing sector. Music schools, private tutors, and conservatories offered lessons in playing instruments, singing, and composing. Men who pursued careers in this field enjoyed a vibrant cultural life, teaching eager students by day and performing in orchestras, bands, or solo recitals by night. Music in particular was a popular form of entertainment, with live performances in concert halls and local venues drawing significant audiences. Everyday life was marked by a steady, predictable rhythm. Men would rise early, attend to their work, and return home to their families. Evenings and weekends provided opportunities for leisure activities, such as visiting drinking holes, attending community events, or simply enjoying a quiet evening with the family. The sense of community was strong, with social clubs, churches, and local gatherings playing a crucial role in the social fabric. However, the outbreak of war brought an abrupt and jarring shift to this way of life. The call to arms meant that many men left their jobs, homes, and families to serve in the military. Professions that once provided a sense of purpose and financial stability were left behind as men donned uniforms and headed to training camps and battlefields. The impact on civilian life was profound, with industries that relied heavily on male labor facing significant disruptions. Factories had to adapt to new production demands, often shifting to support the war effort, while agricultural production struggled with a reduced workforce. For those in the entertainment and music instruction fields, for example, the war brought both challenges and opportunities. Many musicians found themselves performing for troops, raising morale through their art. Music teachers who remained at home often took on additional roles, supporting community efforts or working in war-related industries. The demand for entertainment persisted, but it was now colored by the somber reality of war, with performances often aimed at supporting the troops or raising funds for the war effort. The war's end marked the beginning of another transition. Returning soldiers faced the daunting task of reintegrating into civilian life, finding employment, and rebuilding their futures. The landscape of work had changed, with many industries transformed by wartime production. Men who had left as farmhands, factory workers, or musicians returned to a world that had been altered by the experiences of conflict. Some found it difficult to return to their pre-war occupations, while others used the skills and experiences gained during the war to forge new paths. Everyday life after the war was characterized by a blend of relief and adjustment. Families were reunited, but the scars of war, both visible and invisible, lingered. Communities rallied to support returning soldiers, offering job placement services and social programs. The economy slowly began to stabilize, with new opportunities emerging in burgeoning industries like automobiles and electronics. The sense of normalcy gradually returned, but the collective memory of the war remained a significant part of the American consciousness.
The Craft Program with Paul Whiteman and his orchestra, Roy Boggy and Ramona, Jack Fulton, Peggy Healy, Robert Lawrence, the Rondeliers, the Rhythm Boys, the Rhythm Girls, with Deems Taylor as Master of Ceremonies. And here he is. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're beginning tonight's musical, I won't say feast, in view of what we've all been through today, tonight's Icebox Raid, with a new English tune, Peter Peter, played by Paul Whiteman's orchestra and sung by the Rondeliers. The Craft Program with Paul Whiteman and his orchestra, Roy Boggy and Ramona, Jack Fulton, Peggy Healy, Robert Lawrence, the Rondeliers, the Rhythm Boys, the Rhythm Girls, with Deems Taylor as master of ceremonies. And here he is. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're beginning tonight's musical, I won't say feast in view of what we've all been through today, tonight's Icebox Raid, with a new English tune, Peter Peter, played by Paul Whiteman's orchestra and sung by the Rondeliers. The Craft Program with Paul Whiteman and his orchestra, Roy Boggy and Ramona, Jack Fulton, Peggy Healy, Robert Lawrence, the Rondeliers, the Rhythm Boys, the Rhythm Girls, with Deems Taylor as master of ceremonies. And here he is. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're beginning tonight's musical, I won't say feast in view of what we've all been through today, tonight's Icebox Raid, with a new English tune, Peter Peter, played by Paul Whiteman's orchestra and sung by the Rondeliers.
Much obliged you hopped on board for this snazzy trip through American life in the 1940s and 1950s, all captured through nifty vintage photographs. If this flick's got your motor running, don't be a square. Click on that jolly bucket of bolts to subscribe to the channel for more top drawer content just like this.
Yeah.